You're about to hear something most people never discover about themselves. And once you recognize it, you will never question your sanity, your strength, or your path again. Because right now, you're standing in a life where your mind was hunted, your peace was challenged, and your spirit was targeted. Yet you're here, steady, breathing, and rising. Not because the attacks were small, but because your lineage refused to let you fall. And if you've ever felt like pressure was sent directly to your home, if you ever sensed intention before the chaos, if you've ever wondered why the war around your mind felt personal, stay right here. What you're about to hear will make every strange battle make sense. It will reveal why even the darkest intentions couldn't break you. And it will show you the protection that has been standing behind you long before you knew you needed it. So don't move. Your spirit pressed play for a reason. You're about to understand the truth your lineage has been waiting for you to see. Welcome to Truth Tellers Mike, and we're going to get right into it. You stand in a life that has required your ancestors to rise long before you ever understood why the room felt tense when certain people entered. You inherited a calling that forced the spirit world into formation around you because the pressure on your mind was not ordinary. The attempts to fracture your focus were not random. The strain placed on your emotions was not accidental. The strain placed on your emotions was not accidental. There were moments you felt your sanity being tugged at, as if unseen hands were trying to pull your thoughts apart. And yet, something kept you balanced on an edge that should have broken you. That something was your lineage, refusing to let your purpose collapse under battles you never started. Your ancestors knew the cost of your assignment before you took your first breath. They knew there would be coordinated efforts to distort your identity, poison your confidence, and drag your mind into places you were never meant to live. They knew certain people in your own bloodline would nurture false stories about you because the easiest attack is the one released from familiar mouths. They knew pressure would be aimed at your children, hoping that that your worry would weaken your judgment, scatter your focus, and drown your spirit in constant urgency. And still, your lineage stood up. They have guarded your mind in ways you never saw. There were many nights, your thoughts raced toward the edge and something unseen pulled you back. There were moments a breakdown seemed inches away, and an invisible wall cushioned you before you hit the ground. There were attacks designed to twist your perception, and somehow clarity arrived in the exact breath where confusion tried to reign. Even when your heart felt worn out from battles you didn't advertise, your lineage surrounded your spirit with a strength that did not come from this world. Dark intentions have been aimed at you, whispered, plotted, attempted, but your protection has been louder than the plots. Your lineage stands in places you cannot see, intercepting spiritual tactics that were meant to scramble your thoughts, torment your rest, or push your mind towards collapse. The pressure on your life has never been small, yet every attempt to destabilize you has been met by a force that blocks what was meant to land. You have been preserved through conversations never spoken aloud, energies sent in your direction, and rituals designed to weaken your core, all intercepted by a lineage that refuses to let destiny be stolen. There are moments you think you survived because you were strong in truth. You survived because heaven refused to let a lineage investment fail. Every moment your mind steadied again, every time your heart found breath again, every time you were pulled back into awareness, when you tried to swallow you, it was the fear that tried to swallow you. That was your protection at work. You are covered in ways your adversaries never predicted. They assume protection only appears in the light, but yours moves through every dimension. It stands in front of you, behind you, and above you. It rises when dark intentions gather. It absorbs what was aimed at your sanity, and it dismantles what was meant to unravel you. It exposes what was meant to confuse you. It silences what was meant to invade your thoughts. Your lineage has defended you from energies that were designed to scatter your mind. And every time something tried to pull you apart, the unseen world held you together. You are not standing because you avoided the attack. You are standing because your ancestors refused to lose you. And now comes the part that your adversaries never imagined you would reach. The moment where you realize how protected you truly are. When you understand that nothing sent toward your downfall has succeeded. When you step forward knowing that your mind is held, your children are shielded, and your future cannot be intercepted. What was meant to break you has become the proof that you are untouchable in ways those closest to you never understood. Your lineage did not just protect you, they preserved the promise placed on your life. And now you rise with a covering that has already outmaneuvered every dark intention that aimed for your mind. And yes, your life carried a pressure that would have splintered another person. Yet your spirit kept finding its footing in storms that were crafted to steal your mental balance. You were never meant to simply survive these seasons. You were meant to understand that your mind has been a battleground your lineage refused to surrender. When you felt your thoughts were stretched thin, when silence grew too loud, when the world felt like it was inhaling you whole, your spirit was not fighting alone. Your lineage stood in a circle around your mind, absorbing impacts that would have scattered your identity across the floor. You did not hold yourself together, you were held. And the attempts were real. Energies released against your rest. Conversations designed to twist your self perception. The tension stirred in you, in your home, hoping your children's stress would evade your focus. Even the narrative pushed by certain relatives, not because they understood the truth, but because your gift disrupted roles they wanted to control. Yet your mind never slipped into the collapse they predicted. Your lineage stabilized you before fear could swallow you. Your spirit found ground where there should have been nothing but free fall. This is where your understanding shifts. You were never close to losing your mind. You were close to discovering how guarded you truly were. And there are rescues your eyes will never witness because they happen beyond the flesh. Every time confusion hovered over your thoughts, a voice from your lineage pushed clarity into your chest. Every time despair crept into your door, your ancestral covering positioned itself between you and the moment trying to claim you. You may feel alone, but you have never been unguarded. Your spirit has always been standing inside a circle of those who came before you. They intervened in ways impossible to articulate. A sudden calm that interrupted a moment of panic. A sense of direction that arrived right when life felt scattered. A quiet strength that rose when you thought you were finished. These were not coincidences. These were interventions. Your lineage protected your mind, not by removing the attack, but by thinning its reach until it lost its power. Dark intentions were sent toward your life, and none of them survived the journey. Your lineage made sure of it. Protection is not always gentle. Sometimes it confronts what seeks to infiltrate your spirit, standing as a barricade so strong that even the darkest intentions retreat. Now, there have been energies aimed at you meant to disturb you in many ways, whether it's your rest, it's your confidence, or to make you even doubt your own intuition. And yet, every attempt has collapsed before it could anchor itself inside you. Your lineage has stepped between you and rituals meant to drain you. They have disrupted plans before they could unfold. They have fractured spiritual weapons before they reached your doorstep. Even when someone sat with an envy, speaking your name with a desire to unsettle your life, your lineage answered before their intention gained momentum. You are protected through dimensions you do not have to understand to benefit from. All you need to know is this: what was meant to enter your mind found itself outnumbered. Sometimes the most powerful assaults come from the places that should have known better. The gossip, the exaggerations, the concerned tones masking private envy, the subtle attempts to convince you that you were unstable, these were not harmless. These were coordinated efforts to distort your image enough for your voice to lose influence. Your lineage saw this before you did. They understood that if your confidence cracked, your destiny would slow. They recognized that if you began to doubt your own clarity, the world would lose a messenger it needed. So they shielded you from the internalization of those lies. You heard the stories, but they did not take root. You felt the sting, but it did not distort your spirit. Your lineage protected you from believing narratives designed to steal your identity. And because of that, you wake up today still anchored in truth. Pressure did not aim solely at you, it aimed at your loved ones, hoping that your love for them would stretch your spirit thin, to fracture your center. Moments of disruption, tension that appeared out of nowhere, challenges that tried to exhaust your emotional strength, these were not random events. They were attempts to drain your focus long enough for your life to redirect your energy away from your calling. But again, your lineage stepped into the story of your loved ones as well. They guarded them the same way they guarded you. They kept harm from rooting in their spirits. They softened blows that were never meant to land. Your loved ones stand inside the same covering that has defended you since before you were born. And because of that, the generational assignment on your life will not stop with you. It will continue through them. And that's what the adversary needs to interfere with. There's always been a quiet war around your mind, not because you're weak or fragile or powerless, but because your insight threatens realms that depend on confusion to survive. Your vision is powerful, your discernment is disruptive, and your awareness is expensive. Dark intentions only gather around what heaven has endorsed. Your lineage understood that your mind was a portal for clarity, so they stationed themselves as guardians long before you recognized your own influence. There were moments when your emotions felt tangled, and yet something inside whispered you back into yourself. That whisper came from those assigned to protect your focus. Trauma tried to invade your thinking. Exhaustion tried to distort your awareness. Fear tried to claim your voice. But your lineage would not allow anything to settle in your spirit that was not aligned with your purpose. And this is where everything shifts for you. This is where you recognize the truth. You were never fighting to keep yourself alive. Your lineage was fighting to keep your purpose alive. And you stand today not as someone who almost lost their mind, but as someone who survived wars you never witnessed. Your lineage blocked what was meant to invade your inner world. They guarded your loved ones. They silenced threats. They redirected energies. They dismantled tactics. They preserved your identity. And now you rise with the understanding that you are untouchable in ways no adversary accounted for. You are the one your lineage protected because you are the one your lineage will speak through. You are the one darkness could not claim. You are the one who stands because heaven said you would. The world is about to see the person your lineage refused to lose. From this moment forward, you move with a deeper awareness of who walks with you. Your mind is no longer a battlefield waiting to be invaded. It is a territory that has been safeguarded by generations who refuse to let your destiny drift. You step into your life with three truths held close. You are not fragile, you are fortified. You are not alone, you are backed. And you are not confused, you are awakening. And now you walk in actions that match your covering. You protect your peace as if it was the doorway to everything you are becoming. You guard your voice as if it carries the future of your lineage. You stay present in your spirit, aware of the subtle guidance that rises in moments when life feels uncertain. From today forward, you move with the confidence of someone who finally understands why pressure was so strong and why it never succeeded. You rise with purpose, you rise with conviction, and you advance with a spirit that cannot be shaken because now you know the truth. Your lineage did not save your life, they saved your future. Thank you for visiting Truth Tellers Mike. Stay covered, stay conscious, stay undefeated. See you on the next one.